Hey guys, if you're anything like me, you have noticed there has been a shortage of supplies for card collecting online as of pretty much the whole summer and into the early fall here. It just comes with the territory of a mass influx of people getting into the hobby, and supplies and basic needs and necessities for collecting become more scarce as more people enter. And over the last few months, a lot of the supplies that you were still able to find were extremely high priced, and to the point where it was almost ridiculous of how much people were paying for basic stuff like top loaders and card savers and different things like that. So I've been kind of just watching and waiting for the prices to drop. Luckily I stocked up earlier in the year before it got too crazy, and I had some to last me, but I too have basically ran out of card savers. So my PSA submissions had to start going into top loaders, which is fine. However, card savers are a lot safer to transport in, as the cards, fit more snugly and they're not going to pop out like they do sometimes in top loaders. So I was waiting for the right moment to buy some more, and I just saw that on Amazon they actually restocked, and some of the suppliers there have them available for a decent price now. Not as low as I remember. I think they were, I want to say probably like around June, they were probably high $30, so about $37, $38 for a 200 pack. I was able to actually find them again, and this is the ones. These are the ones that I get. These are the card saver ones. There's a few different companies that make the same basic product, but Cardboard Gold is the first ones I ordered, and these are the ones that I found again. So these ones came for $41.24, I believe, which is a decent price. They were all the way up to, I want to say, like $63 for this exact same box just like a few weeks ago. So my patience paid off. I'm kind of a cheap skate when it comes to stuff like this, because ultimately what I'm going to do is just send all these off to PSA, and they're going to take them and I'll never see them again. So they're basically costs sunk into my card grading. And when you start doing the multipliers of how much it costs per card saver, when it was up to 60 something odd dollars, that was almost 30 cents, 31 or 32 cents per card saver, which seemed a little crazy in the grand scheme of things. But now they're down to about 20 cents, which still not great. I mean, these make sense to probably be around like 10-12 cents a piece, but 20 cents for now, I'll take it. It feels better than putting it in top loader, and I would rather my card arrive safe and sound than have to worry about it in top loader. So anyways, I'm gonna post a link to these on the comments here, so if you want to grab these on Amazon, hopefully they'll still have them by the time you see this video, and hopefully they'll be even cheaper by the time you see this video, because the prices do always fluctuate. So hope you can grab yourself some and continue collecting. Okay, like always, we got some mail to go through. Got a nice thick bubble mailer here today. Got a handful of things coming my way. I think they should all be here in the next couple of days, so if I can get them all included in the same video, I will, but we'll do this one for now. Okay. This person might win the Secure Packaging of the Year award. Give me some cheering for this. Jeez. Like I said, I'll never complain about over packaging. All right. Okay, cool. So this is a good topic. So I've really been getting into looking for kind of arbitrage between different grading companies, and seeing where you can find value, and also where you can kind of make some moves in terms of crossing them over and cracking and doing those kinds of things. So I started really looking into SGC, because I know SGC is a good grading company, and I know they have really high standards for their grading. A lot of collectors even say that they grade harder than PSA, in the sense of trying to get a 10. A 10 SGC is really like it's a pretty tough grade to get. I think a lot tougher to get than a PSA 10, and that's not just me saying that. I've heard that from multiple collectors out there. So what I started thinking about was, if I could start looking for deals, because SGC 9.5s and 10s each kind of can probably, not all the 9.5s, I would say there's obviously a percentage of those, but I feel pretty confident saying a 10 SGC can cross over to a 10 PSA. And in that case, I've been looking for some deals, because let's be honest, the SGC slabs just don't hold the same value as PSA slabs, and it's kind of sad, but it's facts of life. And I do like SGC. I actually don't mind their slabs. I think they look pretty cool. A lot of people, they're kind of polarizing. Some people love them or some people hate them. I personally think they're cool. I think the black slabs are cool. When I first started collecting, I actually bought the mags with the black border, because I just kind of liked the black border around them. So I thought having the black border was cool, and that was before I even knew much about SGC. And then I saw the slabs. I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. But it's true, there are certain cards that look really slick in these, and there's some that just don't look that great. I think modern cards don't look super great in these. I think vintage cards look amazing in this slab. But again, it comes down to value, right? And where the return on investment is. So for modern, ultra modern, that kind of stuff, I'm always going to send stuff to PSA. However, when I start getting more into vintage and some of that earlier business, then I'll probably relook at SGC as an option. But for modern stuff, I'm seeing amazing pricing for SGC graded cards, and what I'm looking to do is find cards that are in great condition, and getting 9.5s or 10s and SGCs, snatching those up for a fraction of the price of the PSA counterparts, and seeing if I can do a crossover or crack and resubmit to PSA. So really the real value is in the 9.5s, because I think a lot of people know that a 9.5 SGC is probably, I mean, it's about the equivalent of a PSA 9, if not lower. It's definitely, between BGS, PSA, and SGC definitely comes in the lowest. So I think if you're smart and you can shop around, you can kind of peek around on eBay and see what's out there in SGC slabs in either 9.5s or 10s. 10s, obviously, I feel a lot more confident that this would be a direct crossover to a PSA 10. However, the 9.5s, you got to be a little bit more picky on. Sometimes they're just way harder graded. So I think a lot of times you can get away with a 10 in a PSA coming from a SGC 9.5. But regardless, this card is an example. This is a Lamar Jackson Select Concourse. This is the just the base one, not anything special. So you'll see the number 71. So that's not the higher level cards. These are the Concourse. But this is the silver. And so, while it's not his, premium card, it definitely does carry some value. But I was looking at the prices, and this card I found, okay, so the raw card itself, again, this is going to be dated depending on when you're watching this video, but the raw card itself was anywhere between about $25 to $30. Obviously, it was higher during the summer, cooled off a little bit as of late, but for the most part, around $25 to $30 for the raw card. In the PSA 10, I mean, I think they're $70, $80 in that ballpark. Nothing crazy, but I found this SGC 10 for $24, already graded, already in SGC 10, which makes me feel very confident that I could easily, go spend $10, $12, whatever it is, send this into PSA and get it back as a PSA 10, and have a nice arbitrage there. So a card that cost me $24, I can, let's just say spend $35 on it, turn around and sell it for $80. I mean, that's a nice $45 margin on that. So anyways, this is a very small example of how you can do this. I'm looking at other cards too, a little bit higher end cards. So I'm doing this with like Kobe rookies, LeBron rookies, stuff like that, where people are just getting SGCs back, and I think a lot of people are just kind of taking their losses and selling them at a real discounted price compared to their PSA counterparts. So I highly recommend you look into this, because I think this is a great arbitrage for a lot of people looking to make money and not playing with the fire of dealing with raw cards, and you know, I think we've all been burned enough times getting raw cards in the mail that do not live up to the item description on eBay or the pictures. So I'm starting to lean more towards arbitraging on these different slabs and seeing how you can do that, because then you have this sort of peace of mind that the card's been graded and you're not going to get a card that's all, you know, scratched up or has dimples on it or whatever it may be that most of the time you end up getting when you get raw cards. So hope this helps. Yeah, moving on. More mail, more mail, more mail. All right, got some new fresh mail in. It's kind of hard to tell. It feels like there's a lot going on in here, so I don't want to cut anything. So be safe and pop it on the edge here. All right, let's see what we've got. It's always tricky when I'm trying not to show the addresses. Oh, there we go. Jeez. Oh, wow. All right. So they mailed it. I mean, it's a card saver inside of a card saver inside of a card saver. I don't know. It's like a triple card saver. Anyways, this is just another Russell Wilson for my PC. I like to get the parallels that are, you know, kind of cool colors that match the whatever, you know, the uniform, whatever. So Seahawks are green and blue. So I love the green parallels and the blue parallels, obviously, of any of their cards. So I've been grabbing some of these recently. Again, they're not super expensive. You'll see what I paid for it here on the screen. But they're just cool looking cards. And, you know, if I can get them for cheap and just have another, wow, they put it like, this is a very interesting, tell you, half of the videos that I make, the most entertainment is the way these things come packaged. So yeah, this is just the Prism 2017, I believe. Yeah, 2017 Prism green parallel. It's a cool card. Just looks really nice. I think this will look really cool slabbed. It looked like it was in pretty decent shape in the photos that I saw, or yeah, I guess you would say the photos. So again, I'll have to check this out a little bit more, but centering looks pretty solid. These ones are really hard because the centering is always, I mean, the easiest way to look at it is just to look at, you know, the sidebars here, just to kind of see, do these look pretty even as far as thickness. Also, the little bit harder way, but it still works, is if you kind of look at how far in these little lines, like the gap right there, if you see like between the two black lines, that the size of that gap there should be about the same as there. Anyways, I've seen them off a little bit and they still gem mint. It just depends, I guess, who's grading it. But anyways, this one looks pretty solid, so this one's a great looking candidate. Stick that off. All right, let's see what else we got here. Always make sure you feel your package to make sure you don't just snip your card in half. God, wouldn't that be tragic? Knowing me, I'll probably do it at some point. I try to be very careful, but sometimes I get a little frustrated and I just go for it. All right, there we go. Nice painter's tape. Cardboard, very safe, very secure. Hopefully the card is worth all of this lovely packaging. Not saying it matters, because again, hey, if you're gonna overpackage something, then hey, I appreciate it. I'm not complaining, but sometimes I think it's funny when they're like $5 cards and they come like this. All right. All right, some fillers. It's an interesting combination of fillers. Some random heritage and then random AJ Green optic card. Anyways, it doesn't really matter because that's why they're called fillers. So let's get everything out. To Deshaun Jackson. Gosh, I wish that guy could stay healthy. He's so amazing. Brian Hoyer. he might end up doing more than he thought. All right. On the last episode, I think it was, you kind of started seeing my collecting for late 80s, early 90s football, just because, well, not only because, but definitely the incentive is there from PSA right now to grade these cards because they have their quarterly special going on right now for $10 a card. So I've been picking up as many as I can, so you got to get 20 minimum in order to qualify for that. And also something I didn't mention in my last video, you do also have to be a Collectors Club member to access those. So you can get in, I think, for like $69 or something like that for the silver membership. But the other ones, the gold and the platinums, are no longer available at the moment while they get caught up. But anyways, this is one of the probably a little bit pricier of kind of the junk wax football stuff. This is the Emmitt Smith score. This one is, I would say, gosh, I'll have to look. I'll put it up on the screen here, but the prices for this can get pretty astronomical once it gets into that, you know, high grade range. But this one is not gonna gem. I knew that when I bought it. There's obviously some issues with it already, you know, just, you know, a little bit of a soft corner, little whitening on that corner there, you can see. But other than that, you know, I mean, the edge here is not super great, but it's decent. So the centering on it's pretty good though. These cards typically, their top to bottom is usually the issue. You always gotta make sure that bottom black bar down there is at least somewhat substantial. I think this is probably about the minimum you can get away with and still be within the guidelines of centering. So it is a little bit of a trickier card to, you know, to be able to gem on. I mean, it's really hard because there's not that many anymore because most of them have already been graded. But if you could find one, just, you know, really spend your time looking at it. The centering on left to right is pretty obvious to tell, but the top to bottom is the one where a lot of people get caught up. So make sure you spend some time studying what the 10s look like before you buy this card, because these aren't cheap. You know, they go for a pretty penny. So yep, Emmitt Smith score traded card. Super cool. I'm glad to have this in my collection. I was always a fan of Emmitt Smith. You know, I wasn't a fan of the Cowboys in particular, but I did respect all the players on their teams because, I mean, you can't deny their early 90s teams were incredible with Irvin and Smith and Aikman. So cool. I'm glad to have this card. All right, let's get into another mail day package. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's a lot of tape. Okay, double bubble, that's nice. I was about to say, I don't know what in the heck this is. That's an interesting, this is my first time seeing this 2-card protector technique. Oh man. All right. Interesting. I should save this and use it for someone else because it's so unique, and this guy took the time to patch these all together and stuff. It's kind of fun. Anyways, oh, nice painter's tape and everything. Cool. So this is just a low-end rookie from Score 2012, Russell Wilson's rookie year. The Score set has a few different parallels within the set. So there is the base card. There is the glossy, which is just the base card with a glossy finish. There is this one, which is called the scorecard. And they also have a gold, and they have a, I think like a light blue, and maybe another one. But anyways, there's a handful of them. Some of the higher end ones start getting numbered, but this one is just a base parallel. So it's still a cool card. These don't come up very often, so I definitely grabbed it once I saw it. I'm definitely trying to get my hands on as many of these parallels as possible, because Score, granted, it's not one of the highest most sought after sets out there. It's still a well-known set that's still produced today. So I figured it's better than some of those random sets that you can still find out there for some of these rookies. But I like this card. It's a nice card. It's simple, easy to tell the centering. You just kind of look here at the lines, make sure the distance from the top to the gray line is the same as the distance from the left to that gray line. Pretty easy to get the centering right on it. Yeah, excited to have this to add to the PC. Let's open up this guy here, and we will see what we got. All right, so as you guys will see, I'm continuing to purchase some late 80s, early 90s football, because they're doing that special on PSA. So I got 2 Troy Aikman rookie cards, the Score rookie cards. These are, they're not hard to find. They're super junk wax era quantity cards, but this is really the only kind of sought after Troy Aikman rookie card. I mean, there's a couple other ones, but this seems to be the ones that most collectors look at as his true rookies. So I'm pretty excited to have these. These aren't, I would say, like gem mint condition, but they are pretty good. Centering is obviously the key, and this one centering is pretty decent. Got a little bit of a soft corner down there. Not too bad, though. The rest of the corners look decent. The back, not too shabby. So yeah, this is a decent example. Let's see this one here. Oh, this one looks really good. I think this one's centering is a little bit off. It's a little bit heavier on the right side, but not by much. So other than that, I think both these cards got a good shot at getting a decent grade. So I'm going to add these to the pile. I am now up to, oops, sorry about that. Let's see here. I'm now up to 5, so I got 15 more to go to hit my 20 card minimum for the grading quarterly special on PSA. So I got a few more coming that will continue to add to this, but keep on pecking away at it. It's going to be a cool little collection once I'm done with it, and it's something that I've actually always wanted to collect, were some of these players from this era. But I guess the the nudge came when I saw the quarterly grading special. So hey, a win-win for me. Okay, let's get at this one. Purple action going on here. A bag inside of a bag. It's like those Russian nesting dolls, where it's like a doll inside of a doll inside of a doll. Wow, interesting choice of material. All right, cool. Well, this is something that I am very bullish on right now in terms of getting high-graded, kind of off-brand grading company cards that are of sought-after cards that I could potentially crack and then resubmit for grading through PSA. So this card itself is a card that I've been kind of eyeballing for a while. It's technically a LeBron James rookie card because it's 03-04, his rookie season. And it's something that I've been really excited about recently too, which is any kind of Team USA or Olympic, regarded cards and stuff, because with the upcoming Olympics next year, since it got pushed from 2020 to now to 2021, and it still looks like it's a go for next July, I think that that's going to be a great opportunity for us to, kind of get everyone excited about anything Olympic related. So I've been seeing other cards that I've bought, you've probably seen in my previous videos, but some of the Dream Team stuff, and some of the Select USA cards and the Prism USA cards from their earlier sets. I've just been kind of slowly just kind of picking those up, because I do think that come spring next year, there's going to be a big kind of national excitement around Team USA stuff, and I think that's something that a lot of people are gonna be really excited about. So there might be some great selling opportunities during that time frame. So, I mean, what better, two-way sort of hit here. You got LeBron James rookie card, obviously is a big deal. And then it's a Team USA card on top of that. So it's a win-win. And the other thing too, on this case was it is beat up, so there's a giant crack in the case. So I think that turns a lot of people off, because some people will get scared away by that, but not me. I look at it as an opportunity to get a better price. So you'll see what I paid for it here, and that will definitely justify what I actually will be able to probably get out of this if it does come back a high grade PSA card. So super excited about this. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, that's another video in the books. Thank you again. If you haven't already, you know what to do. Please hit the like button or subscribe to the channel. And hope you guys really enjoyed this. And if you have any ideas for new videos or anything that you want me to talk about or do some research on or whatever, drop it in the comments below, because I would be happy to give you guys content that you specifically want to hear about. And if not, I'm just going to continue doing what I do here. So thanks for joining me for another episode of House of Cards, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.